Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going somewhere a little unexpected, I'd say. We're diving into the world of psychopathy.
Right.
But through a source that you might not expect, the Psychopath word search book.
A word search book.
Yeah, you heard right, a word search book.
Interesting.
I know. So what do you think is so interesting about this book besides the format?
Well, I think the most interesting thing has got to be the author, Scott Rouse.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about him.
He's not just some random guy who likes word searches.
Right.
This guy is a serious behavior analyst. He's worked with the FBI, the Secret Service, even Dr. Phil.
Wow. Okay, so he's definitely got the credentials.
Yeah, he's the real deal. And that background, that really shines through in the whole book.
So it's more than just like finding the word manipulation hidden in a jumble of letters.
Exactly.
There's actual methodology behind it.
Absolutely. Like, for example, there's one puzzle in here that focuses on micro-expressions.
Micro-expressions, those are the super quick facial expressions that we all do.
Yeah, exactly.
And they kind of betray our true feelings, even if we're trying to hide them.
Exactly.
Wow.
So Rouse is basically teaching you to become like a human lie detector through these word searches.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, who hasn't wanted to be able to spot a liar? Right?
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely had moments where I felt like someone wasn't being honest with me, but I just couldn't quite put my finger on why. Maybe this book could have helped.
Yeah, I think a lot of times with psychopathy, especially, it sort of preys on our inability to read those really subtle cues. We focus on the big, obvious signs, but it's often the subtle stuff, the stuff that this book is highlighting, that can be really revealing.
So it's like a workout for our observation skills, almost like a mental self-defense course.
Yeah, I like that analogy. And the more you understand about the traits of psychopathy, the more effective that self-defense becomes.
Okay, so what kind of traits are we talking about here?
Well, one of the core traits of psychopathy is a lack of empathy.
Right.
And the book has a whole section of puzzles dedicated to this.
Wow.
It uses real-life case studies, to kind of illustrate how a psychopath might react in certain situations.
Okay, interesting.
And it really challenges you to think differently about human behavior.
So it's not like shying away from the serious stuff. It's using this fun, accessible format to actually sneak in some pretty deep knowledge.
Exactly. And for $7.99, you're getting a pretty fun and engaging way to really sharpen your understanding of human behavior.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it is. Although I do have to wonder if the format, might be a little bit too simplistic for someone who's already really well-versed in psychopathy.
That's a good point. It might be more of like a gateway drug, so to speak.
Right.
It gets you interested, sparks your curiosity, and then you can, go deeper down the rabbit hole if you want.
Precisely. It's like a primer on the dark side of human psychology disguised as a word search book.
And honestly, who doesn't love a good word search, right? But on a serious note, this whole idea that body language can be a window into someone's psyche, that's, I don't know, kind of chilling in a way, makes you realize just how much we're communicating without even saying a word.
Yeah, and once you start paying attention to these cues, you can't unsee them.
Right.
Like a whole new world opens up.
Yeah, so maybe this book, it's less about becoming like an armchair psychologist and more about becoming a more aware, a more observant human being.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's about understanding the complexity of human behavior, recognizing that things aren't always as they seem, and ultimately, protecting yourself from those who might try to take advantage.
This has been really eye-opening.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be looking at people a little differently from now on.
I think we all will.
And like you said, for only $7.99, that's a pretty good return on investment.
It really is. It just goes to show that you can find knowledge in some of the most unexpected places.
That's for sure. All right, so there you have it, folks. Next time you're at the bookstore, maybe skip the self-help aisle and head straight for the puzzle section. You might just uncover some hidden truths about human nature.
That's right.
And hey, if nothing else, at least you'll improve your vocabulary.
And maybe even gain a deeper understanding of yourself and those around you.
Exactly. So, as you go about your day, just pay attention to those nonverbal cues. You never know what secrets you might uncover.
Good advice.